Okay, so metal.
Metal.
The show's about metal.
What is metal? We're going to spread the hidden value in music.
We're going to proselytize. We're going to get the word out there.
We are.
That's important.
Rock and roll.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. Oh, yes. It's our huge live audience there, live in my bedroom.
Applause as opposed to getting slapped by Will Smith,
Oh, man.
Less preferable.
We can try some virtual slapping.
Metal awards. That's what we're going to do, boys.
Oh, yes. Yes. Welcome, everybody, to the second annual GMP Metal Awards. This is the Real Grammys. Tonight, we are going to recognize and reward some actual real good music,
like
as
Cardi
opposed to
B,
what's
Megan Thee Stallion. These guys they're the queens of metal.
A lot of them do wear metal shirts because they know how cool metal is.
The Kardashians, right? They wear like the Slayer shirts, and then Gary Holt responds with "Kill the Kardashians."
Yeah, not everybody took that well. Look, if you're like a pop star but you appreciate metal, all the power to you. We need more people to appreciate metal.
At least know, like 6.9 songs. Like don't have like no clue about the band. You know what I mean? Like you have to have some awareness of the music. Please.
If you're wearing a Slayer t-shirt to try to draw attention to yourself because you think it's edgy, that's bullshit. But if you're actually a fan of the band, then you get slapped.
Slap you like Will Smith if that happens.
That's right. Whap. So so tonight, there you go. Yeah. Today we've got this great show. I was going to make some jokes. I was going to make a joke about Kirk Hammett, but I didn't want him to cry. Get it? Wah 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 wah. He plays the wah wah pedal. I didn't want him to cry.
That's a deep cut there.
Yeah.
He does enjoy that wah wah though. Man,
he does.
Very much. 666 level of enjoyment for the wah.
So this is really cool. So all of the nominees tonight, as well as the winners, were all chosen by you guys, chosen by the fans. You guys sent in all your nominees. We put out the categories, and then you guys sent in.
Blame us. There's no blaming us on this one because this is you guys. This is all on you.
That's right. And there are some surprises. I was not expecting some of these winners to win. Some of them I was. They're fairly clear, but. So anyway, we put out the categories. You guys sent us nominations. We whittled the nominees down to the top 3, and then we put them back out there, and you guys voted for who the winner was. So this is going to be a really, really, really cool night. So maybe we should get started. Should we get started with our first category here?
Jump into it. I want to know who the winners are. I just can't wait.
Okay. Well, our first 4 categories are all song-based categories. So the first category is the what we call the WTF Were They Thinking Award, which is a terrible song written by an otherwise really good band, right? Sometimes bands just miss. And so
it happens.
Yeah. So here are the nominees. Let me pull them up.
I think what we're really celebrating here is people still trying new things, right? Not just playing it safe. Sometimes you miss when you don't play it safe,
right?
But it's worth trying some new things, right?
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame these guys. You can't blame them for having a bad song here and there. But according to you guys, these were the top 3 contenders for worst song by an otherwise great band.
Okay.
Right.
Rob Zombie. Boom, boom, boom. Mastodon, Pushing the Tides. Volbeat, Wait a Minute, My Girl.
My heart beats so scared of me to death, but I can't. Wait a minute, my girl. Wait a minute, my love. Summer, summer, I won't get to know that I won't live a without you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The first and last one were the most egregious in my
That's where
opinion.
I was at.
Mastodon,
Yeah,
that wasn't too bad.
It's so true. How people voted for Pushing the Tides by Mastodon. I have no idea why that was even a nominee on the list.
What is all the hate about?
Yeah.
That boom, boom, boom. What was going on there, Rob? It's kind of like he was trying to combine his horror film stuff with the music, but it just didn't quite work there. Came off pretty cheesy.
All right. It was a little, and it was like just like spoken word storytelling.
Yeah. All right. Well, here it is. The winner of the worst song by an otherwise great band.
Metal Award.
Okay.
Whoa!
So
Rob
takes
Zombie. Yeah. Yeah. And this one
Rob.
was close. It was pretty close between Rob Zombie and the Volbeat song.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I would have voted for the Volbeat song. Like, to me, that was just like weird pop. I don't know what they were doing. Might have been a joke.
Yeah. Warpig agrees that it sucks. And I agree with Warpig. Well, it's good we're getting this category out of the way right up front.
Yeah. Let's get that one done with. And we're going to move on to what was this. I think this category got the most votes overall total. So this is what we call the Corpse Grinder Neck Award. And it's essentially
Extreme Girth Award.
Yeah, it's the best song to headbang to.
I gotta work
which
on my
is
neck girth. I've got to find out a beard girth.
Yeah.
Pete's got the same thing. Beards in the way of his neck.
I know you guys got me topped in that one. I can't do it.
I have an even bigger beard than you right now. I feel like you usually have the bigger beard. But
that might be my black shirt.
We got to have a beard award next time.
Beard award,
next year.
Good idea.
That would be a great metal category.
Anyway, okay. For best headbanging song.
In the Court of the Dragon.
In the court of the dragon, death of gods and world. In the court of the dragon.
Cannibal Corpse, Necrogenic Resurrection.
Sacrifice of the gods, storing us, storing the pit with his bones. Blood, pushing the river, all over rise, materialize.
Gojira, Born for One Thing.
Wow, those were all good.
Yeah, those were good.
I was a little surprised to see Gojira on there just because they do tempo changes all the time and rhythmic changes. I'm like, some Gojira songs could be really hard to headbang to. Yeah. But if you're good at headbanging, you can switch it up. So,
my guess was that Cannibal had the best. To me, I could headbang the hardest to that song, but I'm interested to see what everyone voted for. Which, by the way, I do not know. The Metal Evangelist Luke is the only one that knows.
Luke's the only one that has the.
I kept it a secret. I tallied all the results last night, and I've kept it a secret. So I'm interested to see the reaction from my fellow casters here. So anyway, without further ado, who is the winner of the best headbanger song?
Metal Award goes to Very nice.
Gojira.
Oh, yes. You guys love Gojira. You guys are a big fan. To put that, it's called the Corpse Grinder Neck Award. And Corpse Grinder didn't even get it. They were nominated and they didn't even get it.
Gojira has the more girth, apparently. Man, they're like the only metal band from France, I feel like, that's popular. It's insane.
Oh, certainly that's popular. Yeah. Especially on a worldwide stage.
It must be because they eat all those baguettes over there. That's what's making their neck so girth ridden. Right? all the carbohydrates.
Is that it? The baguettes are creating headbangers?
Yeah, that's what it is for sure.
Yeah.
So I think
that energy.
Warpig nailed it here, though. Switch up the headbanging, right? So it's really for the advanced headbangers what's going on here with the Gojira win.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's
5'8", or 17, 16, or 69.
Yeah.
So, I think there is something to that. You would not want to just sit there and headbang at the same tempo the entire song. You really could give yourself a cramp, right?
Oh, dude. And there's so much technique to it. If you watch Corpse on stage, like he puts his hands on his legs, so he gets extra support, so it's not all on the back. Otherwise you end up like Tom Araya from Slayer, and you just sit there. You can't bang anymore. No more banging for Tom.
Yeah.
Banging days are done.
It's true. It does seem to be a younger man's game to do the headbanging.
But Corpse is like whatever he is, 45 or maybe more than that. He's clearly figured this out. Like his neck is, he must do exercises. We've got to have him on the show.
I'm sure.
What's your neck girth routine, bro?
He's got to have a good morning yoga routine there for his neck.
Maybe he just crams large eggplants down, deep throats them every day. Expand the neck real estate. I'm just guessing here, but
Yeah, maybe he walks around with giant chains. And so it's just like building up those traps.
Perfect.
Whatever he does, he's really good at it. But apparently the fans prefer to headbang to Gojira. So that was one of the that was one of the surprises for me for sure. Excuse me.
Right,
so
now, who's good at making music videos is the question, I think, next.
Yep. Here we go. So this is called the My Eyes Are Bleeding in a Good Way Award. Yeah. And it is for the best music video. And we had some really good music video. Like everybody does music videos now because typically they'll release a track on YouTube like months before an album even comes out. Yeah. And so right, you have to. So we had some really good ones. These were the top 3 that came in from the fans. So here are the nominees.
Deceiver.
My head still spinning from the Judas kiss. Deceiver. Not one thing about you I will miss.
Iron Maiden, the writing on the wall.
Have you seen the writing on the wall? Have you seen that writing?
Animals as leaders, monomyth.
Now, certainly Animals as Leaders is the weirdest video for sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of an animation fan, so I got to give this to Iron
You're going
Maiden.
to Iron Maiden.
That's going to be my vote. But again, these were voted on by the public, so I don't know.
You never know what you're going to get.
Land.
I like the Arch Enemy one.
Well, it's funny. I was just going to comment on that, Shred, because there's an added bonus. Like the Arch Enemy video is not the most interesting video. It's basically just the band. Yeah. But it's got Alyssa. And Alyssa wearing a crop top. Come on.
Yeah, and I like that dynamic where it's like just the band like going for it, like slapping hard, like Will Smith. The animation's cool, but it's like, where's the band? It's kind of like a separate thing. I like to see the band in the video. because then you see how they bring the music to life, like what is it making them feel, then they kind of like send that out to you.
I like the ones where the band's there, but then they tell a story, so it like cuts between the band and the story. Yeah. The band's kind of like dressed or in theme for the story.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Yeah. So who gets this one? That's the question.
Here we go. Here's the winner for Best Music Video.
Metal Award goes to...
Have you seen a rider on a wall? Have you seen...
Well, the fans disagreed. The fans disagreed with both of you guys. They don't mind the animation.
I voted for animation. I mean, I agree with Shred, but I originally said Iron Maiden.
Yeah, I mean, there was like what Pete was talking about with the story. There was a ton of story in that Maiden thing. They're referencing all of this biblical, stuff, and it was a cool story.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, totally. Hey, so Warpig says Cheers, BFMV. Bruce. So what? Hold on. This is crazy. I don't know what BFMV means.
Tears
don't fall equals meta.
I don't know.
Warpig, you got to expound on that. We need to know what that is. So, okay. So Iron Maiden, here they are. I don't know when they started. 1979 or something like that.
I believe 1876 is when they first formed. Yeah.
So here they are 150 years later, and they're still winning awards.
Yeah, there it is. Impressive.
Hand it to them.
Bullet for My Valentine, referencing the band. I gotcha. I thought that was some kind of like acronym for the chick in the music video in Arch Enemy, but okay, I'm off in another land here.
What's going on in your mind right now, bro?
I don't know. All these music videos. Oh boy. So so Iron Maiden takes it best music video of 2020 or 2021. So that's pretty good. Those guys are still kicking ass.
You got it. Those guys can rock. Okay. And they have been doing it for literally eternity.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So a good music video goes a long ways for sure. But lyrics, this is also another one that, the lyrics are so instrumental to a song. They don't have to be because, instrumental songs are a thing and some of them are incredible. But if you have really powerful lyrics, that is
unlike Boom 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 from Rob Zombie. Those are like the witch is flying.
Yeah, Rob, come on,
man, this is tough.
We can do better.
Right.
If the lyrics really accent the music properly, there's so much more power in that, man. You really feel it.
Yeah, because they can help paint a picture. They can say things that you relate to. So lyrics can be so key to whether you like. For me, it's like there are some songs where I'm like, I really like the music. The lyrics are so stupid, I don't like listening to the song. They can ruin it or they can make it. So this next award is called the Twisted Storyteller Award, and it's for the song with the best lyrics. Here are the nominees.
X, Dead Butterflies. The Gates, the Nightmare of Being. To perpetuate our impermanence, our poisonous fame, the negativity and the phenomenon. Life without wound. Born, start the healing.
Do you really want to make believe and try to achieve a little break from the anger? I should have been good, I should have been down, I couldn't let go, what could I do? I could take it all away, the feelings, break apart the pain that starts the healing.
Oh, dude, I love Korn. What we need is some lyric transcriptions. I have no idea what they were saying half the time, but heard a couple lines.
That is true. And of course, we didn't post the lyrics when we asked for the best lyric song, but these were the nominees that people sent in. So we went with them.
There you go.
And then you guys voted on. So I'm assuming the people that voted on them You hope who?
Corn wins. I'm going to go eat some corn after this just because we play that. I love corn so much.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. All right. Well,
69
let's find out what song had the best lyrics of 2021.
Goes to
The Nightmare of Being by At the Gates.
At the Gates. It looked like he was playing a solar guitar. Shout out to Ola England.
I think it is. Yeah.
It is? Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Swede.
I certainly that was my favorite. I didn't know this song, but that was my favorite title for sure. The Nightmare of Being. You can
cool
almost, you can almost intuit that it's going to have some deep lyrics with a title like The Nightmare of Being. So, so that's awesome. At the Gates takes it. Bam. Best lyrics.
I know we're sticking on 2021 releases here, but just a homework assignment. I think that Draconian has lyrics.
Oh.
Well, part of it's the music, but I mean, they talk about tying your lyrics to your music to make you feel. Okay, enough said.
Devin Townsend, you're wearing? Is that a Devin Townsend shirt you're wearing?
Devin
He's got some
Townsend,
good
yes,
lyrics,
and that
too.
is also a man with lyrics. Now, sometimes they make no sense, but they do make you feel. They're phrases that have a Sometimes when they don't tell a clear story, you can imagine anything. You know what I mean? So he's got a way. It's like poetry, where it's they're just little phrases of things that are really sometimes random, but they catch
like Kurt Cobain.
world.
It's just stream of consciousness writing. People be all reading into it. He's like, no, it doesn't mean anything, guys. It's just I was just saying shit.
I mean, Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, but that could mean a lot of things, and it's intriguing.
Yeah,
it's like the witch is flying.
Yeah,
that's just informative.
You're just really in touch with his creativity, or people that write lyrics like that. They're not overthinking it, and sometimes that's the move. Just blah, whatever, spit it out.
Look, Warpig agrees. He loves the band. He says Draconian. He's with me now.
Oh, he knows Draconian. Wow.
We are sticking on 2021, so that was my bad for bringing it up, but.
Draconian Mystic, because they released The Godless Veil in 2020. And so I would have been out there pushing hard. I'd be like, guys, put Draconian on this list because they're one of the greatest bands of all time. But so Doom. They're Doom. They've gotten more aggressive towards the Doom Death in their last couple of releases, but yeah, certainly Doom is the heavy push. So that wraps up our best songs, our songs categories. So now we're moving on to albums. So this gets trickier, right? Because now you got to evaluate an entire album. And I will say the two categories we have here are very, very similar. In fact, they have the exact same three bands at the top. For the exact same albums, which is not really a surprise once you see what they are. But anyway, so
if you lose on the first one, you get a second shot. And also, since we're
That's
evaluating albums, get ready. This segment is an hour and a half. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is
whole album.
This is called the Desert Island Award. And so it's the indispensable album of 2021. The album that you never get tired of listening to. So here are the nominees.
Theater, a view from the top of the world.
Spinning through life, lost in the spiral of time. Turning the stone, circles of darkness and light.
Iron Maiden, Senjutsu.
Ocean is black, the devil's track. The king beyond beneath the sea. Eye of the storm is here again. And never fall, you will ever mourn.
Gojira, Fortitude.
Oh man, some strong contenders there.
Yeah.
This was these two categories, I was like, no idea which way it's going to land, right? Because Gojira super popular, Dream Theater super popular, and Iron Maiden are super popular. So, like, how do you narrow down like which album is the one that you take to the desert island with you?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'll just take all three. I'll do all three.
You just cheat. Yeah.
I'm just going to straight up cheat my way.
Stranded. They're like, don't take anything off the plane with you. You're like, I'm going to bring all three of my albums.
Yeah, you got to have those. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's find out who is the winner of the Desert Island Award.
The Medal Award for Desert Island goes to...
To remember the chords, the truth buried alive.
Gojira cleaning up. They're just cleaning up.
Oh man,
two or three that they've got already. I think two.
That's two, I think. Yeah, and so in honor of Gojira hitting 2 awards tonight already, I've got some French brandy here.
Wow.
And so I'm gonna take a hit here, and every time they win, I'm gonna take a hit. So I hope they don't win too many more times.
Well, you got to start. You got to start with 2 because you missed it the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar! You're right. All right.
And Gojira, be on the lookout. We will send you your brandy award in the mail. So
as they say in Zoolander, they're so hot right now.
Okay. That is true. They are.
Gojira is so hot right now.
They are.
But they're warranted. I would say, they're making pretty good music too. They're not. It's always nice to see someone making good music get a little bit of popularity because it's refreshing.
Yeah. They crush so hard live too. If you watch their live shows, they have like a Red Rocks, that Colorado amphitheater.
Oh yeah.
They do a show there, and it's just fire. Man, they can crush live. They slap harder than Will Smith live.
Oh, man, and that's saying something.
That's it. That guy can slap. Just ask Chris Rock. I mean, he's probably still feeling it.
I just
love ouch.
Chris Rock's response was really the best. It was just like, wow. He was like, I just got slapped by Will Smith. Like, this is going to be like the greatest television moment or something like that. He was like,
he recovered well. That's not easy to recover.
Well. Yeah. Well, he's doing a stand-up show out here at the casino down the road from me, like next week or later this week. And like after the Grammys, they were like, yeah, his show's sold out instantly. Yeah. Everybody wants to know what he has to say.
It was pro move on his part, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. So Gojira takes the Desert Island, the indispensable album of 2021 award. But now next up, we have the very similar related. It's called the Less Filler, More Killer Award. Ooh. So this is an album that has no bad songs on it, no throwaway songs, which is hard to do. Almost every album has 1 or 2 tracks where you're just like, well, they needed to fill some time, and so they throw a song in there, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why people do singles now, because it's like everything's got to be killer, no filler anymore,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, which I tend to agree with that. Like, why just phone something in? Why put out something that's dumb? Yeah. But but back in the olden days, I get it. Like you had a record contract that said you have to put out a 12-song album by December 10th, and it's December 9th, and you need 2 more songs.
Yeah,
exactly. Then it's like, I just got to fill the contract.
Yeah.
Today you don't have to do that. And so you're seeing a lot less of this. So anyway, here are the nominees. They're going to look very familiar. Here are the nominees for the No Filler, More Killer Award.
Gojira, Fortitude. A View from the Top of the World.
La serpent inside, wrapping its tail around my neck, I'm buried alive.
Iron Maiden, Senjutsu.
Across the plain, the desert lies, a chain of vagabonds. All that's left of what we were, it's what we have become. Once our empire's gone.
I'm pulling for DT on this one. Come on, DT.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
DT would be my pick for this one as well. And now, to be fair, I have not listened to the entire new Iron Maiden album. I have heard all of Fortitude, and I've heard all of A View from the Top of the World, and they're both really, really good. But I would go with Dream Theater.
Homework, Luke. I haven't heard any of these albums all the way through.
Oh, really?
You got to listen to more music, boys.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, son. Okay, well, let's find out who the winner is.
Goes to
Shots, Luke. Shots.
Oh, man. I should have started this at the beginning of the show. Here's like 3 shots in like 3 minutes.
I'll do it. Oh.
I'll take a beer.
Oh. So that's
shot of WAP juice.
So Gojira takes both of them. Gojira takes, which I guess kind of makes sense. They're very similar categories.
Is that 3 or 4 awards they have?
That's 3, I believe, right? Because I've done 3 shots. They won
Gojira is
they won
popular.
headbanging. They won the best headbanging song, and then the Desert Island album, and then that one, which was the No Throwaway Songs album.
Have they done anything this year though? It seems like they've been pretty
in
mum.
2022.
Yeah, been pretty silent. I haven't seen them around like on the internet. So what are you guys doing,
Well,
Gojira?
I'm not sure
gonna
they-
be able to clean up in 2022 if they don't start putting stuff out.
Yeah,
They
eat more
they did
baguettes
a
to
lot.
give you energy.
They did a lot in 2021. I mean, I think they put out
Yeah.
like 4 singles with videos.
Probably taking a
Then of course
break. Taking a
their
break.
album came out, and I think they started touring late last year. A lot of bands started touring in like November, December. And then a lot of places obviously were still shut down. So, but yeah, maybe they're just like, hey, let's take a breather, get our feet back on the ground.
Eat some
I don't know, but they're
baguette.
winning awards here tonight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Slapping into it hard, bro.
If you guys have, so this is a thing we've talked about, like making a physical award and sending to these bands, you know, because they're going to
Yeah.
want it on their shelf. So if you
Yeah.
guys listening have ideas of what that physical award should be, we've had some terrible ideas, which we'll reserve for ourselves. But yeah, let us know.
Well, no, we really are going to do that. Now it's going to be weird because they're going to get it and they're going to be like, "What the hell is this thing?"
There
But
should
maybe,
be an eggplant with
And
devil
Gojira's
horns
going to get
on top.
one like every day for a week.
yeah.
Just space them out a little bit.
Well, you know, some bands actually do know of us, like the band Tesseract. They've commented on our channel before. So if they got an award from us, they'd be like, "Oh, it's these guys."
These
We're
guys.
kind of a big deal here. So, I mean, eventually, yeah, we will be like, you know, the #1 Grammy Metal Award show, and we can slap people if we want.
Oh,
Digitally,
yeah.
not in real life. Like right now, I slapped Luke, I slapped Pete.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. What we could do is we could slap people physically with our hair when we're headbanging.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And
now
if
that's
you have enough neck girth, you should be able to withstand the onslaught. So everybody be working on their neck girth.
there's the takeaway. Everybody go work on your neck girth.
I mean, if you watch Corpse play live, like those guys are just thrashing around the entire time. And like you got to have a plan if you don't want to have like disc issues in your back, you know, breaking.
Yeah.
It really does take. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
be in shape.
Now this
No,
next
it's so
award
true.
is another one that nobody really wants to get. I like that we have awards on here that nobody wants to get because I think it's excellent to celebrate some bad as well.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the next one, right? What is this?
Mhm.
Most wannabe metal band?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nobody wants
is-
that award.
Well, this is like it's the poser award, right? This is a big deal in metal culture.
Is a big
Because
deal, yeah.
metalheads are very particular about people that think they're metal or, you know, consider themselves metal and they're not. That's a big deal.
Right.
It's like you're too big for your britches or something. So this does fit in with metal culture very well. Yeah. So anyway, this is called the Poser Award, and it's the most wannabe metal band that released something in 2021. Here are the nominees.
In essence. Bizkit.
Can't live with them, can't live without them. New kid back on the block with a rip. Dad got the fag in the back with the drip. Come and get a sip.
Corporate Klein.
What just happened there? Hold on a minute. But did
mile.
Did Limp Bizkit release material last year? Or this?
Yeah. So now they released an album. It's called Still Sucks.
Whoa.
So they're literally the album's called Still Sucks. So it's Limp Bizkit Still Sucks is how you would read it.
I never saw that around at all. That's funny. It must have terrible press for it.
So Korn released an album. So Korn and Limp Bizkit.
I saw Korn, yeah.
Yeah, Korn and Limp Bizkit kind of both started in that new metal space.
Yeah, but
Korn really went more metal, and Limp Bizkit went more like, I don't know. Yeah. It went more limp.
They went more Bizkit.
Yeah, like they went like hip hoppy or something.
Weird.
I don't know, but yeah, they released an album, and it actually got really good reviews, which is why you can't trust reviewers. Cousin Garrett, you can't trust reviewers because they liked the new Limp Bizkit album. Anyway, that song is called "Dad Vibes" by Limp Bizkit. Yeah,
Fred Durst.
I thought, called "Still Sucks."
The album is called Still Sucks. That song was called Dad Vibes.
Unreal.
And hey, Symmetry, what's up, man? But I was shocked to see Korpiklani. People were voting for Korpiklani, which one with Ailstorm and Korpiklani must be like more well known than any of these other bands. But they're also like kind of a like joke metal. I mean, they're not really a joke.
Haven't we had Korpiklani on the show before?
We have dealing with, the Scandinavian metal or Viking metal bands.
Okay.
So yeah, super interesting that was one of the top contenders there.
I mean, that clip, it didn't sound super metal, I'll be honest, from Korpiklani.
No, I mean, well, that's what they do, right? It's like distorted guitar, but then they have like the jig with the violin and all this kind of stuff. It's fun. Like Ailstorm, they're always singing about like getting drunk on whiskey and
party metal. Party metal, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
party metal.
We have some good posers here, but who is the top poser? I think that's what we need to get to.
Let's find out, yeah.
The Metal Poser Award goes to...
Back on the block with a rip. Dad got the fag in the back with a drip. Come and get a sip.
Yeah.
La-di-da. I gotta listen to that just to see what's going on.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, Evanescence is similar enough to like, symphonic metal, Nightwish and stuff. I wouldn't necessarily call them posers. And Korpiklani is just kind of its own thing. I don't know what you're doing there. So Limp Bizkit, though, I would definitely say they don't necessarily transcend to what I would consider metal.
It'd be interesting to see how that album is selling or streaming. Dave always just taking a ton of heat, and maybe they're using that to their advantage, with that title like Still Sucks, just leaning into it, slapping into it. Just sort of,
right.
Or you can kind of fight it like Yngwie fights his donut association.
Right.
Don't fight it. Just let it be what it is,
Let it roll.
It's so true. Like, look, because there is something powerful about not taking yourself too seriously. You know,
100%.
some of the black metal guys, it's just too serious, too
Looking at
damn
you,
serious.
Varg. Yeah, Varg, lighten up, bro.
And it's like, look, those guys write some really good music. But it's like, you know, you don't have to be burning down churches to prove how hardcore you are. You don't have to do it. Yeah, I don't know. You don't
people.
right.
Yeah,
you don't have to stab people 27 times with a pocket knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
took the lyrics too serious.
Limp Bizkit going the other direction where they're just like, hey, we don't take anything serious. Like I don't even know what those lyrics mean. They're like, my dad has a sag in the back. He's dripping shit out of his ass or something.
Get a sip from my dad's ass. Yeah.
What? Yeah. It's so insane.
Yeah. I'm very excited about the next category, by the way, because there's some good nominees.
Oh my gosh. Well, Pete is just like, he is so ahead of this here.
I'm just on fire. I'm just on fire.
Here we go.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
I want to win this one.
So this is called the Mad Scientist Award, and it is for the most experimental band, so this one naturally is not going to be nearly as mainstream, but let's check out the nominees.
Townsend. Animals as leaders. Liquid tension experiment.
Dude, there's some good stuff in there. That LTE, they did a good job on that. I remember when that came out last year. And there's some good tracks on that record for sure.
I like Devin Townsend a lot, and I appreciate his experimental nature. I also thought Liquid Tension Experiment 3, that was the third one, right? Was killer.
Yep.
So,
So this one is interesting because it actually came down to a tie.
What?
Two of these bands got exactly the same number of votes, which is crazy.
Dude. So who? Between who?
It came down to between Devin Townsend and Animals as Leaders.
Wow.
So Liquid Tension Experiment didn't make it. I think they ended up with like 11% of the vote or something like that.
But I guess when you say experimental, I think Liquid Tension Experiment is great, but probably less experimental than the other two.
It's true. It literally has the word experiment in it.
It does.
Yeah. But would you say it's wildly different than Liquid Tension Experiment 1 and 2? Like it like totally explores new space?
No, not necessarily. Now, does it explore new space from other metal bands? Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
They have a lot of like erotic / exotic stuff, where they're like taking Middle Eastern influence and weird scales, and it's pretty cool. Toastin's videos, though, like the Animals as Leaders videos are very experimental. Like not even talking about the music, like someone's choreographing that. It might be his girlfriend, because I saw her working on set with some people, and it looked like she was like teaching them moves or something. But there's some interesting visual stuff going on there for sure. They had to teach them all odd time signatures for the song.
Oh yeah,
dancing 69666 here,
Let's listen to each of these two, a small clip here really quick. And then I think the three of us need to vote to break the tie.
Okay.
So here's Devin Townsend and Animals as Leaders. Oh, whoops. I loaded the same. I loaded the same clip. Hold on.
So that was Devin Townsend.
That was Devin Townsend.
It's so like atmospheric.
Yeah.
And well, the whole 2 albums are that way. The Puzzle and Snuggles. Okay, here's Animals as Leaders. Okay,
Wow.
here's how we're going to do this. So Devin Townsend is 1 and Animals as Leaders is 2. So we're going to hold up the number of fingers that we're going to vote for, and we're going to do it on the count of 3, and then that whoever that is wins. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so you guys went Animals as Leaders.
Well, no. Oh, I thought you had.
I did that first to trick you guys, and then I did the 2 fingers.
Oh,
here's
Scott.
the reason. I love Devin Townsend, but I think like we're talking about metal, and I think he's transcended metal maybe a little bit with his experimental nature.
Yeah, he's not even in the metal genre anymore.
Well, this album, these 2 albums for sure.
Which is fine. I mean,
yeah.
I like to see Devin exploring, but it's like, it's not metal anymore.
I still consider him a metal artist. And so when he does something that's not metal, I'm still like, well, it's his brand of metal, right? Because his next album will be like Strappy Young Lad, ridiculous heavy, off the charts. So it's like, how do you certainly the Puzzle and Snuggles is not metal. So, but anyway, you guys went with Animals as Leaders. So Animals as Leaders takes the most experimental band award.
Tosin, be looking for your award from us in the mail very soon.
And please do not take this as a don't vote for Devin. Like, don't listen to it. It's worth listening to, right? He's nominated. Here, right? Yeah. So, because I love Devin Townsend, so I'm like supporting him here. But I also felt like Animals as Leaders stayed a little bit more in the category of metal with their experimental.
It's a strong argument
on definitions here.
Yeah, it's a strong argument, and it's probably well deserved to go to Animals as Leaders. So yeah, okay. Well, we got a couple more. This next one is probably my favorite category because I listen to a lot of stuff that is not on the radar. Now I listen to stuff that's far more underground than our next 3 nominees, but these are also bands. So this is the most underrated band award. It's called the Vesuvius Award because like the volcano, you never know when it's going to explode and like get huge and melt everybody's face. It's a reach. But anyway, the Vesuvius Award. So these are, for lack of better term, like up and coming metal bands or metal bands that just aren't receiving the recognition that they deserve. Right. Mm-hmm. So here are the nominees for the most underrated band.
Needle of Filth. Death Heaven. Spirit Box.
I'll be yours.
Oh boy, this is tough. I'm looking at 1 and 3. Cradle of Filth. Are they really that underrated? Doesn't Cradle have like a fair amount of like monthly listeners and stuff on Spotify? I don't know what their numbers are, but I would think they'd be decent.
They're probably, I mean, like for a metal band, like a European metal band, they might be fairly popular, but they're not like mainstream, right? They're not like Metallica or Megadeth or.
And then Spirit Box, like I've heard like 2 songs from them, and I'm intrigued. I'm like, maybe listen a little bit more of those guys, see what they got going on. They seem to be pretty bitching.
Yeah, Spirit Box. So they're a Canadian band. They're like pretty new. Like I think they just formed like a few years ago. You know, whereas like Cradle of Filth's been around since like the early 90s or maybe even the late 80s. And Deaf Heaven's relatively new. I think their first album came out in like 2010 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, Spirit Box has been winning a bunch of awards at some different music festivals and competitions. So my anticipation would be that Spirit Box would win this. But let's see what you guys said is the winner of the most underrated band.
Award goes to
Man, they have great videos too. Great of Filth. Like what was the Necromantic Fantasies. We reviewed that. I think that is just an outstanding track. And
we did a reaction video to that, I think.
Yeah.
Super good. Cradle of Filth. I mean, that's a solid winner for most underrated.
I like that Spirit Box song, and definitely was new to me. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give it a bonus too, because Symmetry said that they would have voted for a band called Gizmachi Omega Collide, which is a
I'm writing it down. Writing it down. When I see band names like that, I'm always so intrigued.
And I bring this up because in the spirit of this show, I think we like to discover new metal. So if someone has a recommendation, we always like to throw it out. Hey, take a listen, right?
And there are bands out there that just, are so underground that are really good. They just have complete crap marketing. So, one day we'll just be breaking them all, boys. If you want to get known, come on the Great Metal Podcast.
That's right.
Yeah. That is, we actually do get bands that reach out to us and want to be featured on the show, and we might have to start taking them up on it because
no one's been good enough yet. No, to get on this show, you got to be a high roller.
Those high rollers, yeah. Well, unlike a club, we won't be pay to play. So if we do get into like promoting metal, it's going to be stuff that we actually do enjoy, not just like people paying their way to get on the show, right?
Although maybe eventually we'll consider small donations or large donations. We'll see how it goes.
That is vein, true. Thoughts on, I don't even know how to say this.
Sepultura. Yeah,
Brazilian metal band.
Yep. So that actually did get there might have been a couple of people that did nominate that.
Was that released last year?
It was, and it might have had some new material on. There was a reason why it wasn't in the top 3. It got screened out because it was like, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a compilation album or a greatest hits album or something. So it technically counted. It was material that they released in 2021.
But if it's not new.
And there might have been some new material on it, but there was something about, I can't remember what it was now, but there was something about it where it was like, these other 3 rank above it in the screener. So,
interesting.
But that being the case, I'm a fan of Sepultura because they incorporate some really interesting, like cultural sounds into their metal. They're Brazilian.
Yeah.
So you get some jungle stuff.
Roots.
Right. That's going all the way back. Yeah, that was their big one.
Yeah.
So okay, well, we've made it to the big one. This is the big one. I think this is the one everybody.
Yeah, you saved the best category for last, Luke. This is like the most important category of all. The whole point of listening to metal.
Yeah, it's there might be some facetiousness there in your comment, but
No,
so this
not
is
at all.
not at all. Okay.
Are we on the same one? The heaviest metal band?
The heaviest metal band. This is where we say, guys, who's the heaviest? When you're talking about heavy metal, like I've got my heavy Meowtle shirt on. It's a cat playing guitar. And when you're talking about heavy metal, it's important who the heaviest is, right?
Dude, like, because that's why you listen to metal in the first place. And what is heaviness? It's hard to define, but you feel it, you know? When you hear it, you're like, yeah, that's it. That's level 69 heavy. It just hits you right in the gut. Like when you hear that sick riff, right? And you're like, oh man, that riff, that's it right there, you know?
Yeah, it's true. So, okay, here we go. This is so just for reference, this is called the Osmium Award because osmium is actually the heaviest metal on earth, which I don't think anybody knows that.
About Lord Ozzy Osbourne in that. No. Osmium.
But there could be maybe that's part of why he named himself Ozzy.
Yeah,
Ozzy Osmium.
It was it. Yeah.
That's it.
Lord
there it is.
Oz live forever.
Yeah. So here are the nominees for the heaviest metal band.
Cannibal Corpse.
Twisted, criminal, on the ground. Stuck against another victim for complete control. Reaping, final, body parts.
Factory.
Chasing you. Now open your eyes. Open your eyes. Why tonight not you dream about? Why deny your dream?
Oh man,
tasty.
Yeah, those are all good selections there.
Yeah, I was a little surprised not to see Fear Factory nominated more for some of the other other categories. But this was the only one.
Big of a brand. I mean, and they don't. They're not even a band anymore. So, or wait a minute, maybe they are, but it's not like the original band. It's a mess. Whatever's going on over there is a mess, boys. You got to get the band back together. Come on, Burton.
I don't think Burton's going back, man.
Kiss and make up.
It did not end super well there.
No going back.
But, no. So who gets this one? Corpse sounded like the heaviest to me if you're just going off pure heaviness. But I bet you it's going to be Gojira.
Yeah, so that's
another shot.
That would be the question. Was this a popularity vote or was it actually the heaviest vote? Because I think definitively Cannibal Corpse is the heaviest in terms of just sonic quality.
Yeah, right.
But here we go. Let's find out who is the heaviest metal band. Oh, go ahead.
Metal fans are authentic, so I'm gonna hope that they pulled through for Corpse here. But let's see.
Let's find out.
Two.
There we go.
They nailed it.
All right.
Your analysis was spot on, Pete. The metal fans are authentic. They went with the heaviest band.
Yeah.
I like it.
Give it up for Corpse and his neck girth.
Yeah. So so there it is. The GMP 2022 Metal Award show.
Well, 2021. It was the metal from 2021.
Yeah. It's the 2022 award show. Yeah, but it's the 2021 because you always do the year prior. It'd be hard to do 2022 music when you have like 2 months worth of music.
Yeah.
Although we could have. There's been some really good stuff in the last 2 months.
And all fan picked. Fan nominated and fan voted on. And I was impressed because if you listen to the show, I bet you we talked about and or listened to about 80% of this stuff on the show this year.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Plus a lot of gems.
You can't listen to all of it because of the copyright stuff, but yeah, we got through a lot of metal last year for sure.
We did. Plus we pull out all these unknown things. So if you liked what you saw today, I'm not tooting our own horn too much, but we covered a lot of this, and there's a ton of good stuff that we added to it because we didn't pick these. So if you want to get more of our taste and flavor,
like Pete's saying,
right.
These kind of shows are really important to discover music. I started listening to this metal radio show, and I'm getting exposed to all this crazy stuff I had no idea was out there. And it's like really good stuff. I'm like, I had no clue. So find a resource like this show or something else where you can, just get new music, because if you just go with the mainstream outlets, you're missing a lot. You're missing out. Slap into it.
To Balacha's point, Ginger, this was super frustrating for me because Ginger was nominated for probably 3 or 4 of the different categories and never got enough votes to get to the top. And I know, because I was like, Gojira is going to be all over the place. Ginger is going to be all over the place. Cannibal Corpse is going to be all over the place. And Ginger was like a couple people would throw the name out there in the category. And I was like, I can't believe they're not getting more votes here.
I guess metalheads just hate redheads. Is that what's going on here?
Oh, man. I don't think that's it. So it was on some people's radar, but it was unfortunately not popular enough to get to the top here. But
maybe next year, Ginger. Maybe next year.
That's right. So,
well, we had David join right at the end here. David, you can always go back and watch or listen on the podcast audio.
David, to
that point, guaranteed a lot of this music is going to get us blocked for this video. So the podcast is going to be unedited. We'll probably have to edit this video to keep it up on YouTube because they block like crazy.
Gojira, they'll definitely block. Although those clips were pretty short, so we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, Dream Theater blocks, Arch Enemy blocks. Gojira, I think some of their stuff is blocked.
Also, public service announcement to all the bands out there: stop blocking.
We're just trying to talk about your music.
It's so true. If you want to make it to the next level, you got to stop blocking.
But David was wondering if we have a topic for next week, and you can email topic suggestions to greatmetalpodcast@gmail.com.
If it's like if you email us and you're like, hey, listen, I want you to talk about like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Justin Bieber, that probably will just get deleted. But if you have like a really good suggestion, we're all ears.
Yeah. So Balacha says, first time here. Can I listen to the podcast on Spotify? Yeah, you can find the podcast Spotify, Apple Music, where anywhere you can, any like of those conglomerate sites, you can get the podcast. And so in terms of, we may or may not be able to go live next week. I'm traveling. I'm going to be overseas. So next week may or may not work out. But we will be back within the next week or two. So yes, send us ideas for, we've got a list of topics, but if a better one comes up, we'd love to dive into it. So hit us up on Instagram, YouTube channel here, or greatmetalpodcast@gmail.com.
And
let us know.
Slap the subscribe button like Will Smith. Do it now.
Slap.
Yeah. Whip whap. Okay. In honor of Gojira being tonight's biggest winner, they won the most awards. I'm going to hit one more shot of the French brandy. And until next time, guys, the world ends with you. So vote it metal.